Hey everyone, this is going to be your introduction to Allegro, which is a game programming library that we'll use to make the games in our class. So the big idea for this particular lesson is I want you to be able to describe what Allegro is and how you can use it to create and modify a game window. No games yet, just an actual game window. So real quick before we start with the coding, a bit of background about Allegro. As I mentioned, it's a game library. It's free and open source, meaning coders can modify or add to the library. It's not honestly used very often by professional game developers, although there are a few successful Allegro games on Steam. It's best for 2D games. You can make NES and SNES style games with Allegro. You can see a couple snapshots from games that have had a bit of success online, Polaris Sector and Crystal Picnic. So let's get it set up first. So the first thing you should do is set up Visual Studio as usual, just like you're programming Hello World from first semester. Then what I want you to do is I want you to right-click the project name in the Solution Explorer, which is in bold. Click on Manage NuGet Packages, click on Install, and search for Allegro. So let me show you what that looks like. So you can see here in my code I've got a bunch of red squiggles because it has no idea what I'm talking about. I'm calling all these functions and using some of these special variables that exist only in Allegro, and it doesn't know where Allegro is, so it doesn't know what that is. So I'm right-clicking on the project name. I'm going down to Manage NuGet Packages. I'm going to hit on Browse, and I'm going to look for Allegro. And there's Allie the alligator, or Alex the alligator. Hit Install. And this does take a couple seconds. You can go back to the actual code here. Let's take a look on the progress here. Okay, so it's adding a couple more seconds here. It's thinking about it. Okay, as this is thinking, let's go back to talking a little bit about the actual code and what it means here. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to create a variable. We've got this new variable type here called Allegro display, and we're going to create a game window. This part here you can, oh, there it goes. This part here you can name anything you want. Oh, and it's probably mad at me at the moment because I actually haven't included the libraries. Even though it has a library, I haven't pound included it. Yeah, but now it can see it. Tried this before doing that NuGet thing, it would not have been able to do that. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be our game window. This function right here, AL initialize, sets up Allegro. You're going to need to call this function in every Allegro game you write, and it needs to be called pretty soon, like before you use any of the Allegro functions. So this is a function that creates a window. This is a function that sets its position. This is a function that changes the title of the window. These are all functions from here down. So AL initialize needs to be called before you do any of this other stuff. Hopefully the rest of these, the names of the functions explain what it does. AL clear to color is actually going to be changing its color. 000 is black. Flip display, you're going to need this in every game you write too, because without this, all this stuff does is it puts stuff in memory. This is actually what draws it to the screen. Here's a pause for you, and then this is good coding practice. It's actually going to AL destroy display clears the memory, and you're going to want to destroy pretty much anything that is sucking up memory. So whenever you have like a create function, you're probably going to have a destroy function to match it after your game loop. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this guy. Go. We have a window. It's down here at 200, 200. Burp Simulator 2000. Sounds like an awesome game that I'm going to write. But at the moment it's not really a game. It's just a screen and it just sits there for 10 seconds. Okay, so going back to talking about this. So we already talked about what the code does. This part is optional. You don't have to set the window position. You don't have to set a window title, although there's such easy things to do, you might as well. So what I'd like you to do in this project is I'd like you to basically do this program over again, but I'd like you to have a different size, shape, and color to your game window. You can also change the window title and its position. Then I'd like you to also be able to verbally or in writing explain what Allegro is and how you can use it to set up a game. All right, good luck, and call me if you have any problems.